All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Skip back down here in the SIP again, talking about the things I see, the things I've observed. I'm tongue twisted today, but today we got another installment in our series, Real Men, Real Relationships, and we got my boy Rob Walker. Is gonna be with us tonight, and so again we'll get straight up into it. So Rob, my guy, what's good with you, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself. You know what you do, where you at. You know, just whatever you want us to know about Rob.
What's up? What's up, Skip? It's good to be here. You know, a long time listener, first time caller kind of thing. Rob Walker. I am originally from Vicksburg, Mississippi. Went to Mississippi State with Skip. You know, we both made a really good choice while there to join one of the best organizations there has been. Graduated, degree in mechanical engineering, moved around a lot. I'm currently project manager for a renewable energy company here in Houston, Texas. So spend my time working, talking to my friends, you know, all that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, Rob, you know, we talk about relationships around here. So are you a single man, or are you married, or are you in any type of relationship or anything like that?
I am incredibly single. Very single. I'm very
single, he said. So yeah. Rob is a very single man, he said. So guys, you know, we said we're gonna talk to all men. Last week we talked to Jeremy. He was in a marriage, okay, and been in a marriage 11 years. So now we got Rob out here who is single. Rob, what is your age?
I'm 34.
All right, so Rob is 34. Rob is right in the prime years of life, okay? At 34 years old, he out here. He got a really good job, single man. So Rob is what we'll call a high eligible bachelor out here. So Rob, so you single, bro. Do you have any wanting to get married? Do you feel like, do you want to get married? They just straight up ask like that.
So I think so. It's two different ways to think about that question. Is marriage a goal of mine? The answer to that is a solid no. Like, okay. I don't wake up in the morning and, you know what I'm saying, think about like, man, I want to get married. Like it's not like marriage is not on my 2022 vision board. You know, I'm not like I'm not out here planning for a wife and kids. Now, all that to say though, just to be very transparent, that doesn't mean I'm anti-marriage. I'm not against marriage. I'm not against the idea. I'm not anti-commitment at all. It's just the way that my life moves, the way that I move through life. Marriage isn't a goal. It's not something that I actively seek. If it happens for me, it'll be like a very fluid thing with the right person. But no, I'm not pressed. My life is pretty great.
Okay, your life is pretty great. All right, so Rob says he is not right now looking for a marriage. If it happens, you know, he wouldn't be opposed to it, but he's not seeking it out per se. It's not really a goal of his. Okay. Well, Rob, before we get really into it, if you can you tell us about your background as far as you know, as a child, what kind of relationship did you see between your parents, and what kind of how did that mold, or if it molded your views at all about relationships today?
Yeah, I can for sure. So of course, because we are in the Skip verse, like I've known Jeremy Johnson my entire life. We're both from Vicksburg and kind of a similar background. We're both from single parent households. My mom and dad were married for, I guess, 5 or 6 years before I was born, and then they split up when I was like 2. So I grew up like my entire like childhood, adolescence. My mom was single. My dad, he was. This is recorded. Yeah, he was absent. Like he was like, we knew him. He was like one town over, but he was a very non-existent father figure. To the point where I'm pretty sure I've given him more money as an adult than he ever paid my mom in child support. Like he just wasn't dependent. But that being said, I guess the influence that's had on me, seeing my mom go through that, and then seeing how my dad has in his years, he's transitioned through 4 different marriages and 4 different divorces. my big takeaway is if I get married, I want it to be one time.
Yes.
Like, and also I understand the hardships that being in a marriage for the wrong reasons can lay on a person, specifically like a single, like a single mother, single parent, period. Mm-hmm. And so never wanting to be that person, never want to put somebody in that situation, never wanted to be in that situation. So that would be the input, like the impact for me. Just if it happens for me, it's gonna be a one time thing.
Okay, all right. So Rob, tell us about the dating scene out here today.
Dumpster fire. Okay.
Go, yeah. Tell us about the dating scene out here. Cause myself, I've been married now for 5 years. Okay, so I don't know exactly how it is today. I always say this from the outside looking in. It looked like it done got way more extreme. Just in the 5 years I've been out of it. I think social media plays a role in that, but I'll let you give your take about it.
So it's very interesting that you mentioned social media, because that's a huge part of the dating. So I'm gonna do it like this. So I'm 34. You and I, we're the same age. Mm-hmm. So my dating has progressed from, junior high school, like, calling somebody on the phone, hoping that their parents don't pick up the phone, that you get them, AOL, instant messenger, text messages, then social media, finally the progression of like the actual dating apps. Mm-hmm. So it's been like a steady transition my entire life through dating, and like where we are right now, it's almost two different dating worlds. You have the, I guess what I would consider the traditional dating world, which is where I thrive, where I prefer to be. And that's like, I'm a social person. So I might go out, me and some of my Houston brethren, I ain't gonna call no names, but we out here. We might hit a spot and you'll meet somebody, have some drinks, have like an hour or two of good conversation, and you decide right then and there, like, okay, so this is fun. If you don't, let me get your number and plan something. We can link up later this week or next weekend. Cool. That's tradition. That's very open, old, hasn't changed a lot from, when I was a kid, probably when my dad was dating my mom, right? And those are usually really good situations. Like you give yourself time to know somebody, and you give each other the grace of being strangers. Mm-hmm. Then you have the social media dating. And so I'm gonna say social media, that's like, DMs, Twitter, IG, and I'm lumping the dating sites into that as well. And I mentioned earlier the grace of being strangers. You don't have that. Like, so like, I'm keeping a buck with you. If somebody slide my DMs, it's because they know me. Like I'm medium ugly. I'm not the cutest person in the world. Ain't nobody like scrolling through IG and like that one. You know what I'm saying? So it's something about me, or something that we've had some interaction. You've seen me somewhere. We've met. We've had a conversation. You like, Rob's cool guy. So you come into the situation already kind of knowing it. You already have these expectations. Mm-hmm. And so that's where social media dating kind of hits a brick, or can be a detriment to the situation, because people come into it already having these expectations of you and what they want from the situation, instead of getting to know you in that realm. It's tough. It's tough. And then, and to add on to that, you mentioned like how you've been out the game for 5 years. Shout out to Brittany. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I hate now, and why I'm so kind of put off with dating on social media, all the interactions you see between guys and girls come off as so transactional now, right? Yes. Like it's not enough to meet somebody, slide in DMs or whatever, and then just spend time like getting like let's hang out, let's get to know each other. It's almost it's perceived as if you're not like doing something for the person, like buying them something or taking them somewhere, or like making some extravagant gesture or applying pressure or whatever the hell. And like you're not even in the running. And it's really off-putting, because as someone who, I meet people on a regular basis, like meeting people is easy. I'm not finna do a lot for somebody that I don't know. And so girls will be like, well, you're not really showing no attention. You're not sending me this. I'm like, I don't know you. Like, why would I go through all these hoops for somebody who I'm just really trying to get to know? And that seems to be lost on people in the social media age, because that gives people, let's say I'm 34. I've been able to see dating in a lot of different generations. You have somebody, let's say you have somebody who's 20. She grows up, she has all this information to go from to not just her, I'm sorry. You have young people, these guys and girls, and they're basing their dating life at this young age off something they're seeing people in their 40s and 50s doing. And I'm like, how you gonna say like, something I saw you say, how you gonna say that like broke dudes don't deserve their love when you got your Cash App in your profile? Like,
it's a mystery.
And so,
bro, sweetie.
So the whole, for me, like, so once again, it's two sides of the day. You got the social media side and like real life side. The social media side, it seems to be built off of just misplaced expectations. Like people really seem to want things that they cannot or they will not provide themselves. That's my overarching view of that. Then on the real side of things, it's really live. Like dating as a 34-year-old single man in Houston is amazing. If you are able to and willing to get out and go and meet people. If you have a personality to like go out, honestly, it's love. I will say though, in all honesty, it's better for me than it is for my counterpart, for like the women though. Because the women that I meet, that I date, as a 34-year-old single black woman, and I say black woman in Houston, it's almost, if you interested in, you know what I'm saying, dating, you know what I'm saying, on a team, it's almost impossible to not date down. And by date down, I mean like educationally or financially or in that regard, because like I have a bachelor's degree, and there's a good chance I will only have a bachelor's degree. Most of the women that I meet and have dated as an adult have either they have a master's or they have a PhD or working on a PhD. And so and that's something that you have to, I think about that often, because not just the women I date, but like my friends here. That's something I see all the time. So, two sides of the date. That was a long answer. I'm so sorry.
It was, but that's great. You gave me some stuff to segue to. Okay. I never heard that explained like that. I think that was very good the way you explained it. It makes so much sense. It's basically it's an internet side of dating and it's a real life side of dating. And so that internet side of dating, the social media, because I'm not out there, that's really all I get to see. It's like what's on social media, and it's very interesting that you brought up everything seems to be transactional. That's really what I see on social media. It might be just the people I see, but you know, even coming from both sides, it's all transaction. And so what I wanted to ask you was, in your in dating and being out there, do you see more women being transactional, coming with a transactional, I guess, mindset, or a cool mindset, or you know, I don't need all that. We just dating and kicking it and like that.
So my honest answer to that question, like women that I meet, that like go out and meet, the whole transaction thing, nah. Like people they just trying to meet somebody. They're trying to like have a good time, get to know someone fluidly, and if it progresses and like ends in just once again fully transparent, most women I meet are looking for something. You know what I'm saying? Something to grow into a long-term relationship that they can potentially have a marriage. But for the most part, you don't all this chatter you get on social media. You're not getting that in. You're not getting that at the lounge. Yeah. You're not getting that from somebody you meet out. You know what I'm saying? If I meet a chick in the lobby of my office building, we're gonna go hang out, you know what I'm saying, have some drinks, have dinner. None of this stuff that you see on social media. Yeah.
So
I go ahead. And it's often though, this is also a truth because I have a lot of friends. A lot of these women who on social media are so loud about, you know, things that they want and that they won't accept from a guy. You see them out in the real world.
Come on with it. Come on with it, brother.
It's just like, man, people like really like it's two completely different worlds when dating, and people are two different people. You know what I'm saying? Their real life persona versus who they expect themselves to be, and what they will and will not put up with in their own personal life. Night and day. It's crazy. It's crazy to actually know.
I tell young men all the time, you know, teach at the school and stuff. I tell them, I said, man, two things. I think a lot of people on social media be capped. I just think they capped out. They say these things, and sometimes I think the stuff just make believe how just, crazy sound. But I do know that it's women that think like that. I'm in a conversation right now where a young man, he shared a picture of a tweet where basically it was like saying that the lady said all the baby daddies is bad people and stuff, they ain't no good. And so the dude, he went on to talk about where you have women that's really not cut out for mothers and being mothers and all that kind of stuff like that. So I was just saying, now when it comes to making kids, this is my opinion, okay? But if you gonna have kids, I think they should come in the form of marriage. The only reason I say because marriage is because you committed to this person. At least we trying to be committed to each other. We on paper saying that we committed to each other to raise this child as one family unit. And that's the biggest thing about marriage to me. And so I tell people that when they get to saying, well, all the dudes bad, I say you chose them. Okay, you chose that man. You chose to lay with him. You chose, if you didn't use protection, you allowed him not to use protection, this and that. But they don't want to hear that part. The girl telling me, oh no, they tricked us and this and that, blah blah, accountability. But we not gonna really go into that. That's a whole nother thing. But second thing I tell them is that all that stuff they be saying and stuff, I don't think I have met one woman. I really can't think now woman I ever met and talked to at any length of time was like, you gotta buy this and you gotta pay for my hair to get did, you gotta do this and that. And the Lord might have did it on purpose because I ain't going like that. But that was just me. Yeah.
And it's another thing to add on to that. You mentioned like same. Like a lot of people, and maybe it's just like, people talk like manifest, you put out there what you want. I get that. But you need to calm that down a little bit. And also, people don't realize, or some people don't realize that if you're dealing with somebody who has the means to like just, gift you something all the time, that's like the bare minimum. Because if I was rich, I'm not rich. But if I was rich and a girl came to me and said, to make me happy, to keep me interested and do all the things that you want me to do, you have to take me to dinner twice a week and buy me a gift every other week, gladly. Because my true resource, is my time. Mm-hmm. There's nothing I could do for somebody in my life that will trump me giving up time to be with you, putting in effort. If it just costs me money to make you happy, that's cheap. And that's like my real thought on that. Like people don't really know, they don't know what they're really asking for. Because people who got it, it ain't that deep. So that's just another thought.
Oh, y'all hear that, huh? People that got it. So would you say, I know you said earlier, you said that if a relationship comes, you would be open to it. What would you say is the biggest hindrance right now of you being in a relationship? Is it you, or would you say it's the people that you meet or the people that try to be in a relationship with you?
The honest answer to that is definitely going to be me, because I can say with 100% certainty that I've met some like brilliant, funny, beautiful women who had very strong feelings for me, would make excellent wives to some lucky man, probably like could have been me potentially. And it's just the time, like it wasn't, it's not what I wanted. It's not a thing that I was even willing to entertain at the time. For whatever reason, for whatever reason. So me being single now is a me thing, for sure. I have great options. I'll say I have had great options in the past. It's not what I wanted at the time, or I mean, not what I wanted, but if I know that I can't do something right, I'm not going to do it. And my reality, once again, is that where I am professionally, and this is a problem. Like my job the way I work, I would be absent.
Mm-hmm.
I would be absent. And you leave yourself open to a lot of problems, which it'd be, in my mind, just easier to just not even start the situation if you know you can't do it right.
Earlier today, one of our brothers sent me a video, actually, of this guy. He was in a bar. A attractive lady came up to him and she spit her, was spitting her game to him. And she asked him, was he in a relationship and stuff? He was like, no, he's single. And she was like, well, how can a woman like me get with a man like you, basically? And he was like, you can't. And she was like, why? He was like, well, honestly, because he's like, the way work set up, he's like, I don't have the time. He said, I can't give you the time that you would probably want. I can't, he said, I can't focus on you like you would really want. When I do get spare time, I'm not really trying to use it, to focus. He said, I would be a good person for you right now because of my job. And so, she kind of was sideways with that. But anyway, this got brought up in discussion with some other people. And you had one that was 10 toes down, was like, yeah, the man, he right. You had several others was like, he just don't want a relationship. It's not that he don't have time. He just don't want the relationship. Which one would you agree with? Could you say a man's job and his purpose really can't interfere with developing a relationship with a woman, or he just bullshit?
No, I believe completely that short answer is yes. I believe that a person's job can have a complete and total impact on their ability to be in an effective relationship. But there are lots of reasons behind that, because I know a lot of people who, you know what I'm saying, people say FTK, like, forget them kids. People say forget them jobs too. I'm not one of them people. And there are a lot of guys, and I can tell you, I actually know where mine stems from, the reason why I am the way I am. But like, my job is very important to me. I don't care about my job. Like, it's not about, I don't do a job because of passion. I work for money, period. And I'm in a situation to where I don't live paycheck to paycheck, and I don't have, a lot of other things to worry about. My job treats me very good, and it's what I'm good at. So I'm going to do that. And I give my all to my job. And in return, they give a lot back. Mm-hmm. That's the life that I've chosen. Mm-hmm. For me to perform at the level at which I perform, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. And people who don't have the same motivations that I have find it very difficult to come to terms with that. Like, that's not to say that my job is more important than you, but my job is very important to me. Mm-hmm. And it's tough. It's tough. It's like, it's to the point where I no longer explain to people why I'm always busy. I'm not going to explain to people why I had a meeting yesterday morning on a holiday. Like, I don't do it. It's just, if you can't understand that, then we probably shouldn't, so we should probably leave it at hello kind of thing. But going back to your original question, I'm sorry. Yes, I believe completely that people can be too busy for relationships. It's where your motivation is. If you're poor and he's in a situation where he got a lot of shit to pay off, and he knows that this is my priority for this X amount of time, and I'm gonna stick to that, then more power to him. I mean, the timing just ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Come back, which sounds really crappy to the person who's interested. But I mean, if the time is not right, the time is not right. There's nothing you can do to change that person's motivation.
I'm glad you just made that point, Rob, because that's my cry to all people, but especially women, because this is where it usually comes down to. You cannot change people's minds. You cannot change what people tell you. If I tell you I like chicken and I don't like beef, don't give me chicken today and then give me beef tomorrow, thinking, well, you had chicken yesterday, I thought you might want to switch it up. No, I said I like chicken. And I think too many people they try to enter relationships with people, or try to, date people, and they want an outcome for themselves, and the person tell them, I don't want this outcome right now. And they say, well, all right, well, I'm, they say okay, but they keep trying little stuff and stuff. Then they end up in 3 or 4 years that, well, why you ain't change your mind? I told you from the beginning that this is what it was. and you just, you know, and I think people need to cut that out. I understand both sides of the story. I do. That's where people need to understand that men are not a monolith. We not the same. Right. I'm a person. I really enjoy my job. And my job don't really pay me shit. That's being quite honest with you. Yeah. But the purpose of my job, I think is bigger than, you know, the money that I receive. And one day I think it'll lead to me getting the money that I want anyway. So I continue to do it. But and that job takes a lot of time. And so when I first started talking to my wife, she was a teacher too, but she didn't, you know, her mother was a coach, so she knew it was time that you had to put in, but I don't think she really understood that as a coach's wife, like during the season stuff, and I coach 2 sports. So I'm always out the house. Right now is the most you gonna see me in the house and stuff. So she wasn't really appreciative of that at first. And you know, we had to really talk about it, and I told her in the beginning, but she didn't really understand until she got in it. And you know, luckily she got to understand. I think her and my mama actually had a talk. My mama was a coach's wife, and she's like, "Baby, that's just part of it. You need to go on the side right now. It's gonna be for you, or is it not gonna be for you? Because it's not gonna change, nothing like that." So you know, she had to decide that that was gonna be the thing for us. Same thing on the back end with her. I remember when me and her was talking, and she was like, "Listen, you know how them wives be cooking and all that kind of stuff." She was like, "I'm not that kind of wife. I'm not that kind of person." So I'm just telling you, if that's the kind of wife you're looking for, then I'm not the one for you. And I, you know, I had to really make the decision then. And like I told Jeremy, and I'll say it again, Brittany was very concrete in things that she desired out of me in a relationship. I could do nothing respect that, and I had to decide right then. And once I decided, I can't be now like, well, I don't want. She don't cook, so I'm sad. But you know, with the right rubbing and stuff, you can get Gina to come out of limp. Rub it right, you know.
why are you expecting from people what they told you all rip that they weren't gonna do with that? They not. Right. Exactly. Right. Let me ask you, like, this is how did you and Brittany meet? How did y'all meet?
Okay, it's a very interesting story. I told this story before, but you might not heard it, and I'll tell it for the world. I had a coworker that was a former classmate. Went to high school with him, and just out the blue one day, he was like, "Look, I got a girl. She went to LSU. She had seen you, and she said she wanted to holler at you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, then." I said, "Where she work at and stuff?" He told she was a teacher at the other school, blah, blah. He was like, "Can I give her your number?" And I was like, yeah, give her number. I asked her what her name was. He was like, her name is so-and-so. She on Facebook, go look her up. Looked her up. I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, bet." Yeah. So give her the number. All right, so anyway, after a couple of days, I think I sent her a message on Facebook and start adding her as a friend. She accepted my friend request. Then I sent her a message. Basically, I was like, "Hey, my homeboy has said that you want to holler at me, blah blah blah." And so you know, this me hollering at you. So so you know, I hope it ain't too. I ain't saying the wrong thing. Yeah, I mean, it was very just like, "Hey, what's happening?" Just out the blue. And she was responsive to that. Yeah. And a little conversation led to us to change the numbers. I got the number. I always said if I got the number, it was a wrap. I can talk my way to everything then. So I got the number, sent the text, blah, 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 blah. We had a date, and that was that. I remember on the date. So she was like, "Nah, tell me where you seen me again." And so I was like, "Pardon?" And she was like, "Where you saw me at before we started talking?" I said, "I ain't never seen you in my life until tonight. We went out on this date." She was like, "That ain't what Corn said." And I was the boy, "No, ain't Corn." I was like, "Well, Corn said that you had seen me at the school and blah, blah." And she was like, "Nah, he said you seen me." And I was like, "Oh, this man, he done concocted the story." So basically, he lied to both of us to put us together. He said he just thought that we'd be two good people together, and here we go together, man. It's been 7 years total, so
that's a good friend. Yeah. Friends lie to each other.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, bro, that's how it happened. So I think at that time, now me personally, and I might have expressed it on the channel, but I always dated to marry. I like even in college, like, you know, I had my knockouts and stuff like that, but when I was dating people, like I was trying to make a relationship go to the end with it. I never dated just to date. So it was just always on my mind. So right before I met her, I'll never forget, and I'm being very transparent too. I had just basically had been with somebody, had been with a girl. She was trying to talk to me and stuff. I didn't want to talk to her. I didn't want to talk to her. I just didn't. But you know, she was one of the people that she's gonna change my mind. And even though I told her not, she tried to use all her resources to change my mind. And I accepted her resources, but it didn't change my mind. So it's just like, I knew that's just something to do. It was just something that I was doing. So I never forget, like after one of our rendezvous, it was around this time, around the holidays. And dude, that, you know that song, What Do the Lonely Do for Christmas? That song came on and it was rain. I was like just out and about. And dude, I felt like really, really like low. Like I just felt so low. And I was like, dog, ain't nothing gonna pop off around here for me. So at that day, that was probably one of my lowest days dating. And I was like, if it basically, I was like, I'm finna move. I had talked to Clarence about moving and stuff, and he was gonna help me get a spot, blah blah. And so, you know, I was like, well, let me get through this year, and you know, I'll go from there. And so I wasn't even trying to like date nothing like that. I wasn't even really trying to just rendezvous with people around here. I had my little people at school. Anytime it was a school event, you know, whoop de whoop. And so then that just kind of happened in like August of the next year. And, you know, it was like, well, there it is.
A wrap.
Yeah.
Here it is. Yeah.
That was pretty much.
And you knew you liked her. So like, so how long, I'm gonna flip it. So how long?
Man, I'm flipping, you know, he interviewing me. Yeah.
So we were single still now.
Okay.
This was 2013, 2014, maybe 15, 14. I think it's 14.
It was the 14. We started talking around 14, 15, somewhere in there.
Oh, August 14. Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
So y'all go out, you know what I'm saying, the friend live with y'all. How long before you knew that you wanted to? Because I mean, for me personally, me meeting somebody, I'm not gonna say I want to be in a relationship with this person.
Yeah.
My first, I mean, I meet hundreds of people a year.
Yeah.
That's not on, but anyway. So how long before your first date, before you like, not to say we're gonna get married, but like, I want to see where this can go.
Yeah. I would say, let me give you a little background. Damn, I lost the damn thought I was finna say. Well, it wasn't very long. We dated probably it was some months, and I didn't wanna. I let stuff just flow. I didn't go into this one. The way I dated her, the approach was totally different. Different. A lot of just being open to the previous relationships I had and all that kind of stuff. You know, physicality came up really quickly. Physicality didn't come up quick in this. It was a while. And I kind of purposely meant for it to be a while, because I said, if I'm gonna seriously date, you know, for a longer term commitment, I need to get to know the people more than they physical, because that, you know, physical used to be a real big thing for me. Like, you know, there ain't no way we gonna be in a relationship and stuff. So I just took a different approach, and I would probably say I knew it didn't take a long time. I probably knew like a month in, I was like, okay, she good people, and I can be in a relationship with her. But I didn't take it to a relationship a month in. I didn't take it into a relationship until she was aggressive in some ways. She straight up asked me, she was like, look, she was like, I think you're a good dude. I think you're cool. I'm feeling you. And she was like, basically, I need to know, are we going to be just friends? We just dating? We trying to commit? You trying to commit to me? We can be a relationship and see where it go, progress from there. And I remember I said, you want to be in a relationship with me? And she was like, yeah, I want to be with you. So I kind of feel that was kind of macking in a way. Because she was like, yeah, I want to be with you. So I was like, all right, then we could be together. So that's how it was. And then from there, I mean, just interacting more. I met her family and stuff because all that kind of stuff mattered to me. The family, what kind of mindset you have. Like I told her, and I tell other women, for a person like me, you basically being evaluated 24/7. You know, that might sound kind of harsh. Like, what the hell you mean I'm being evaluated? You was everything about what was going on was being evaluated. Your family, how they act over in the corner over there and stuff. That kind of stuff matters to me because if they don't know how to act, it's in your blood that you don't know how to act. Not saying that it ain't no outliers and stuff like that, but that's just kind of stuff I look at. Not saying you gotta come from no 2-parent home. I ain't never talked to no girl that come from a 2-parent home. I think it's kind of sad, honestly, but it's just I never met girls that come from 2-parent homes for different reasons. So it wasn't. It's nothing like that. It's just like you made the point earlier about the kind of women that you meet, be wanting relationships and stuff. And I think we kind of we was meeting some of we kind of fool with the same level of women and stuff, and education and stuff like that. So when you dealing with them kind of women, you know, it just, you gotta know what you want, and everybody need to voice what they want. And I think, you know, you can get to whatever outcome. And if y'all ain't on the same wavelength, you just move on, bro. It don't take a long time to me. If y'all want the same thing, either y'all gonna like each other or not. You vet the person. Now, can people lie to you and give facades and all that kind of stuff? Yeah. And I think what a lot of women say, oh, the dude be giving facades and stuff. I kind of, you know, in a year, a year is something gonna come up, bro. If they can hide, if they a devil and they can hide it for a whole year, then they some real good devils. But I mean, it happened though, I guess. So
it happens on both sides, bro.
Yeah.
We ain't. Is everything still recording? Because I know your screen froze, but mine's still.
Oh man. Oh, dude, that's me. I'm glad you point. How long has it been like that? Sometimes
it lasts like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me. Sometimes I have to reset this camera thing.
I'm about to get a little lit up in here, bro.
You good, bro. Let me pause this recording right quick. All right, bro. Yeah, we got that fixed. My bad. I hope it wasn't too long while I was froze. But all right, let's get back into it, bro. That was a good intermission for us. So, all right, now, in dating, in the times you were in relationships, and you know, dating at all, would you say men could be could you be 100% open with your feelings and stuff with your partner?
No.
Okay, why you feel no?
No. Well, several reasons why. Part of it is how we are raised, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we're brought up in an environment where male vulnerability just isn't really accepted, or it's not something that we're taught to be okay with. And then on a more practical side of things, I know women who have told, like, I have a lot of like women friends, like women who we're actually like just friends, never had a relationship with them. We just legit friends. I've had several women tell me that, like, about how guys they've been with who opened up to them and they lost respect for these guys. And it's like, so you really, like, So where do I go? Like, who do I talk to? For my answer, like, it's my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, because luckily, I have a group of actual, like, solid guy friends to talk to about life issues. But I don't, in my honest opinion, and I might regret saying this on this, like, posted video, but you really can't be completely open and honest with a woman who you're romantically interested in, because you run the risk of them looking at you as weak. That's my.
When you say, you know, I asked Jeremy the same question last time. He hesitated and smiled. I'm gonna ask every man to get on this channel, ask the same question, and I'm pretty sure I'll get some of the same reactions, because just when you was like, you hope it's all right that you can say that, and this video gonna get posted. We can't even talk about our feelings without feeling like it's gonna be used against us in some way. Women say all the time how, you know, men don't validate their feelings on certain issues. They feel, you know, we just kind of be like, oh, you just being soft, you being a woman, stuff like that. Well, when men open up, you know, oh man, why do that matter to you? You supposed to be a man, and you supposed to be this, and you supposed to be that. And you said that you think that's part of how we raised and stuff. I told Jeremy last time, you know, that's patriarchy. We only hear about the patriarchy that women hate, you know, the stuff that what they perceive as male privilege. And I would say it's some male privilege in the world, but it's a lot of woman privilege in the world as well. And there's a lot of woman privilege built into patriarchy. And one of those things is that it is perceived for men to be weak if they talk about their feelings. I always looked at as machines. And when I say that, I'm talking about in general. I'm not talking about anyone personally or anyone's spouse don't care about their feelings. But in general, if a man get up there and say, oh my God, my feelings hurt because my woman did X, Y, and Z, most women and most men gonna say, man, you don't shut up and get down and stuff. We're not supposed to talk about that and stuff. But if that same woman get up there and say, oh, my feelings hurt because X, Y, and Z, everybody better, oh, why, you know, about her feelings and stuff, why we hurt her feelings. So that's the big thing to me. And that's something that we have to talk about. And we have to, you know, women need to realize that they feed into patriarchy and they feed into men being as hard as they are because of how they make us feel like we have to be. You know, you was talking about resources earlier. I'm not trying to take on a conversation.
No, you're not. Good.
But you know, what we taught as men, you need to get the most resources that you can, build your life to get the most resources you can, work and bring home the bacon so you and your family can live a so-and-so life.
Comfortable.
Comfortable life. And so your family don't have to stress. And I think that's a noble idea. I really do.
It is.
And stuff.
It is.
But in 2021, that's been taken to be like, okay, you gotta provide me with everything I desire, every want that I could ever have, every luxury and stuff, and provided for not just your kids, provided for kids I might have already and this and that. And, you know, it's different when men have all that. They're not really trying to hear that. And, you know, as a man that have, you know, them kind of resources, maybe you like to talk about that a little bit if you can.
So I'll say this. Me and you talking, well, I guess the internet. But so I'm in a situation, very blessed I can support a household. Like, if I needed to, I could support me, a significant other, and some kids on my salary alone, and life would be good. Like that's a blessing. Like I appreciate it every single day. But on top of that, I have zero desire to take care of an able-bodied adult, and by that I mean, I know, like for the most part, most of the women I date are highly educated, and they have careers. But even then, like I know several women who I've talked, they're like, I want to be like a stay-at-home wife. At that point, for me, it's like, well, I don't really want a stay-at-home wife kind of thing. And it's not that I see you say that, and people are like, oh, well, that's a very selfish mindset. You can afford to keep me at home, mm-hmm. and I'm like, why? I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't want to contribute to a household. Mm-hmm. And it's the mindset of certain people, like that's all they just want to be taken care of, and and they're looking for someone who has the means to take care of them. And I'm like, to me, that's like trash. Like that's like, no. And maybe it's how I'm raised. Maybe it's just I'm raised by a woman who had to work, you know what I'm saying, 2 and 3 jobs. So I know, and that's not saying I don't want my significant other to ever have to struggle. I mean, but also I don't want her to be the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I have a job that drives me crazy and like I lose sleep every night and I'm working like 80, 90 hours a week, why would you want that? Why would you want that from the person that you care about? So that you can sit at home? No. And don't confuse that with, there's one thing, you know what I'm saying, single, well, not single, but like together, no kids. I fully expect that if I get married and if we have kids, I wouldn't dream of having like my significant other like work through a pregnancy or like the formative years of the kid's life. But outside of that, why would you not want to work? Why would you not want to put our family in a situation where we can have the best of everything? I mean, that may be a segue. They might be the liquor talk. I don't know if I'm still on.
I mean, these are your opinions, and you know we are not here to say your opinions right or wrong. You have men and women that agree with you. You have men and women that will disagree with you. So that's your opinion. That's your opinion. You know a lot. What?
I know a lot of women that disagree. A lot of my friends disagree. A lot of my friends want to be housewives. And I can't, like, I don't know. Maybe I am a workaholic. I'm a workaholic.
I think it's every woman's nature to, you know, want to be a housewife. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt when we start talking about that, because if I ask what you want to do, you want to be a housewife? Do you want to work? I think most people, if they given the choice of working or not working, they're gonna choose not to work. But at the same time. Go ahead, bro.
That's my dream too. I want to meet somebody.
That's right. It's all our dream. Me and that women.
I would love to homeschool my kids. They can be taught by an engineer.
Yeah.
I would learn to cook. I would gladly stay my black ass at that's not a one-sided thing. It's like, no, like, you think I want to go to work every day? No.
And I think that's where the problem come in when it comes to gender and men and women. The men wouldn't mind working either, you know, sitting at home. I tell Brittany probably, I'm gonna be real, Brittany probably more apt for me to sit at home than I am for myself to sit at home. She talk often about, you like, hey, if I get to so-and-so level and stuff, you ain't gotta work no more. I mean, she don't say this out her mouth. Most women ain't gonna say that. They don't care if they make $1 trillion. If they make $1 trillion, then they gonna be looking at you to, well, you need to be up there with me and stuff. No matter how they got it. Just now, you need to have it too. And you know, so with you saying that, and I know you deal with a lot of high level women as far as education, and they have good jobs and they make good money. So would you say do you know what hypergamy is?
Yes.
Okay. So would you say hypergamy is a thing among those women?
Not really, no.
You don't think that? So you said that you think they'll be willing to date down?
They do.
Well, they already do. Well, most of them do, because they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because if the numbers, just looking at financial numbers for women that make more than $70,000 are like the top 15%, top 10% of women. So like, if they making just that, then chances are they dating down. The same thing for men. Most men date down and stuff. It's just how the numbers break out to be. So even though that they do date down, their mindset is they want to be staying home. Well, how they gonna achieve it?
Bro, they so I'm not gonna talk for them.
Yeah,
I can't. But in my experience, it's like they hold out this hope that, well, I'm gonna help build him up, and you know what I'm saying, in a few years he gonna be able to like start that business he been talking about. He's like, take off.
Well, see, that's me and Brittany was talking. One of the things, this kind of getting off the segue, I guess, of straight relationship, but it could be in there too. I think we pushing entrepreneurship too much. I push for just like everybody want to be an entrepreneur. They want to be entrepreneurs because they want to be rich and just live these luxurious lifestyles. And everybody sees social media and they look at TV and, well, I can have a luxurious lifestyle too. Well, I mean, what's the chances of that happening? It's like, what's wrong with two teachers getting together and working it out, working through it? But you know, that's not a glorious life. You're not gonna be living the most luxurious life. You can live a life, yeah, you make 50, she make 50, y'all put it together. Depending on where you live, that's a comfortable life. That's a very comfortable life. So, but it's just now it's like, well, you gotta make engineer money, you gotta make celebrity money, and just most men is not gonna don't make money like that. The average salary is $50,000, $51,000. So, are you saying if you don't make, not you, I'm just saying in general, from women's perspective, if this man don't make, if he's not in the top 10% of men, is he a useless man? And you know,
social media would tell you that's how they feel. Yeah, but if you out here in these streets, you know that's not how they feel. Yeah, at all.
Again, I knew Cap would be Cap on social media.
Like, bro, like they just be talking. Let's get back to it. Let's.
That's good, bro. You good. All right. Let's see. Okay, bro. Now, if you do not want to have kids, do you see any purpose in marriage? Whether you do it or not, do you see a purpose in it? Just me personally, I think the biggest purpose in it is kids. If you're gonna build a family and stuff like that. So if it's no building family come along, then you know, is it truly a purpose to you?
So I got two avenues to this, and I can't just give a yes no answer. Mm-hmm. The reasons why people want to get married, like for me, it's like three reasons. Either you grew up like in the church, right? Like really religious, like you grow up, you get married. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what be fruitful and multiply. You can't be fruitful unless you're married, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You got some people who just they can't fathom a life alone. There are people like that. Like some people, they are not comfortable by themselves. Mm-hmm. Then you got some people who neither one of those. They grew up throughout their lives, and people just tell them, reinforcing that, you know, you grow up, you go to school, you go to college, you get married. The same reason a lot of people go to college is the same reason a lot of people get married. It's because it's what you're supposed to do. My answer to your question, is there a purpose to getting married if you don't want to have kids? Yes. There will be two reasons to get married. And let me go back and say, like, marriage to me is a good thing. Like I would love for more people to be in happy marriages with the right person. Mm-hmm. That's more important. To me, it's more important to be married to the right person than as opposed to just being married. But two reasons to get married are, one, you cannot fathom your life without this person. Mm-hmm. Like not just about not being alone, but like I met someone who they're like everything that I want, and I cannot imagine my life without them. We should be married. I get that. And two, it's a legal avenue for that person to get all your shit when you die. Like the real reason to get married, for me, speaking for me, is the legality of it. Like that is a signed contract between you and that person, and it allows them access to your complete life. If something happens to me, Life insurance policies, access to bank accounts. If I'm in the hospital, you can make these choices. Like, I ain't got to worry about what's going to happen to me, my funds, my family, because you're that person and it's all documented, right? Like, you have this wedding license and it takes care of all that for you. To me, once again, that's the reason to get married.
I think go ahead, bro.
But you can do all that shit without being married.
Yes.
So
you can write a will. You right, yeah.
Exactly. But go ahead, bro. I'll catch you.
No, you good. But I was looking at just some debate. I'm gonna make a video about this on debate.org. Just should men get married? It was like a whopping 84% said no, and 17%, something like that, said yeah. And so one of the biggest things that, since you was talking about the legality of it, it seemed like a lot of them was that's what scared them, the legality of it, because of all the things that happen if the marriage does not work. It's like it's all the laws and everything is slanted to the favor of women. So they said, why would I put myself in a situation that 100% favor women at the end of it? And so, do you think they have something to do with deterring men, the legalities if it does not work?
I think, in my honest answer to that question, if you have a guy who doesn't want to get married because of the legal implications of a possible divorce, then you should marry him anyway. 100%
agree with that. I tell young men that say that, well, if they leave me, they gonna get this and that. You already wrong. You wrong already, because you going in with they gonna leave me. The end is already, wrong. Bad is already on your mind. So if you only think about that, then it's destined to not work anyway. So yeah, I agree with that 100%. All right, okay, bro. Well, we wrapping up. I would get you the answer. Well, it's a couple more questions. One question actually was requested. They said, looking at your friends that's married, just on the outside looking in, what do their relationships tell you about marriage? Like, do you ever look at them and say, well, okay, or this and that, or you like, no, I'm gonna stay away from it? Do they ever give you any insight or anything like that?
Yeah, for sure. Yes, short answer is yes. My friends, I have a lot of really great friends. Most of my friends at this point, we're in our 30s. They making them choices. KB get married, and they marry women. KB get married. You know what I'm saying? It's me and Jimmy out here hold it down.
Oh, y'all gonna be the soldiers now.
So my really good friend, I'm gonna name drop, Kelsey Johnson. She said something a few years ago that really stuck with me. You don't have to touch a stove to know that it's hot. And so I have definitely been picking up what people are putting down. There are some really great points that I've picked up from my friends' marriages. A few concerns. One great thing that I've learned, or that I've perceived, and I have internalized it as a truth. Like, love is not enough to sustain a marriage. And I thought about this a lot preparing for this call, and I came up with something. So if you equate a marriage to an engineering degree, right? Love is like calculus 4. It's a prereq. It's like, it's the bare minimum. It's like your foot in the door to attaining that end goal, which in the case of marriage. Like, you can't say that I love this person, we should get married. Like, love is like where you start and you realize, like, hey, well, I love this person. Let me see if they have all the other attributes that I want in a person to sustain a multi-decade living together, being together situation. Like, going into a situation, going into somebody's life just because you love them, to me, is like setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah,
that's what I've learned.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. I say it's like seasoning to meat. It's like seasoning to food. Like, you can give me some food that got no seasoning in, Yeah, it'll nourish me. You know, I get all the vitamins and everything I need from it if I eat it, but it's gonna taste nasty, and you know, I ain't. Eventually, I'm gonna just. I need something else. So
yes,
I think you need both from it's a practical side of marriage, and then you know it's the love side. But sometimes I think people they think too much of the love. They put too much emphasis into love, and then sometimes people put too much emphasis into transaction and you know the meat and potatoes. So it's a good balance. It's yin and yang is what I would tell people about that. Yeah. All right, bro. So one last thing, if you could tell women one thing that they need to know about men, especially getting relationships, what would you tell them?
Start out real broad. I will tell like men are people too, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned earlier, you made a comment that men are supposed to be machines. Like we go to work, we bring resources back home, support the family. Like men are people too. Like men want to be wanted. The whole like applying pressure, like you can't be with me if you don't apply pressure. Like, do you like me? It's like outside of what I can provide, or you know what I'm saying, what clubs I can get us into, or what people I have access to. Like, do you actually like me as a person? Are you physically attracted to me? Do you want or see yourself spending time outside of the clubs with me one-on-one? Like men are people, so maybe approach men as people as opposed to like a potential provider. That might be a leg up. I don't know, you know, just a guy, just a drunk guy on the internet. but that'll be my one.
I like that, bro.
One thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, brother Rob, we appreciate your time, man. It was a good interview, man. I'm glad that you did. I'm sure people will be very excited to see it, I think. You got anything you want to say to close us out, bro? Anybody you want to shout out? Anything you want to shout out this and that?
I mean, no, shout out to, you know what I'm saying, KB.
The coldest.
All day. You know, we out here. My homegirl, Melanie, Kelsey, Clarence, my best friend, Big Larry, Little Larry, Big Dog Skip, you know what I'm saying? That's it.
What's up? All right then, bro. Well, we appreciate you, Doc.
I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for having me. Seriously.
Oh, no problem, man. And man, you know, in the future, some stuff come up, we'll definitely get together, man. I know you'll be glad to talk. Eventually, we're gonna have some women on here and you know, in panel like type stuff.
Hey.
I'm gonna have my suit and tie on like my boy. Oh, all right then, bro. For my audience, well, we appreciate you for another episode of Skip and Sip. Like and subscribe if you like our content on YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook as well. Until the next time, as always, one love.